Hello, lovely people. Technically I should be live, but let's just see. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Everywhere on planet Earth, if you're watching. Okay, should be live now. Sound should be okay. If everything's working, let me know. Okay, hello, hello. Happy July. If you're hearing a little bit humming, it's my AC running. It's not too hot where I am, but if I don't turn it on, I won't be able to wear this. It'll be too hot to sit in front of a light and then be dressed up like this. So I have my AC running. And then it probably will stop at some point. And if I need it to be quiet, I'll just shut it, okay? So people from all over the world, apart from like people from the South Hemisphere, how's the summer going? Apparently not very well. Right now in China, a couple of cities are having the worst time. So hot, baking hot. Particularly like my hometown, Chongqing is like over 40 degrees. That's not directly under the sun, that's just the air temperature. So it's insanity hot. And I hope where you are, it's not so bad. Oh. So that's why that's the title of July. It's too hot, too hot, too hot. Yesterday, no, the day before, there's a piece of news about my hometown Chongqing. There's a museum in Chongqing that had this roof that's made to look like ancient building that has the tile shingles and that type of look, you know, but it's not real tiles. It's just looking like tiles, but it's contemporary material joined with asphalt or asphalt, depending on how you pronounce that word. So that's usually what you use to pave the streets, the roads where the cars run on it. And anyway, because it's so hot and it's directly under the sun, the asphalt melted on the roof and all the tiles slipped off. It looks like a tornado went through that museum. Its roof is completely melted. So the museum had to close and do reconstruction. Unbelievable. First time that has happened to that museum. The sun melted its roof. Oh. Oh. Last live it wasn't snowing. Okay, last live June wasn't snowing. The one before it was. The one before I did it in May, and I distinctively remember May the 20th, because it's the I Love You Day in China. It was snowing, like in the morning outside. So crazy. Last month was already normal, and now it's, well, where I am, this summer is not as hot as last year, but it's super wet. A lot of rainfall. Too much actually, to the point that the tree outside my window this year shoot up a meter. I was looking at how tall it was, and it's been like, because of how much rain it received, from June to now, it shoot up a meter. It grew a meter. Unbelievable. I literally watched the tree like grow in front of my eyes. Unbelievable. I think it's an ash tree. Anyway, so weather is not normal. We live at a weird time where anything can happen now, right? Everything in human world, in nature, regarding weather, regarding politics, regarding whatever. Okay, so I know Europe is hot. I mean China is hot. So Eastern Asia, the continental weather is pretty hot. For people who do not have AC, it's just a nightmare. For people who do have AC, it's a nightmare to pay the electricity bill. So It's either your wallet that suffers or your body that suffers. It has to be one of them, okay? You cannot just have it both ways. You have to have one of them suffering. Unbelievable. Melody, huh? You don't know what topic? Well, I was talking about weather, a very British thing to do. So, stay cool. Hope everyone has a good way to get away from the hotness, it seems that. Well, don't like Callie, don't say it too fast about preferring winter. When really cold winter hits and you don't have sufficient heating, holy shit, that's kind of worse. I mean, if it's too hot, you can always just like get a bathtub and just submerge yourself in water. At least you can survive in that somehow. But if it's too cold, like what can you do? Burn all the newspapers? Singapore. Maybe it's just for now. It's still only middle of July. You have like at least 2 months to go about being very hot, right? Yeah, Europe is heading into the winter, coming winter, that's gonna have a lot of problems due to, you know, we all know what happens in this world, right? Energy shortage, coal, Russia, yeah, all that. So I hope the world doesn't get a really cold winter coming. Otherwise, it's just gonna be a mess. Anyway. So, you're gonna hear the AC throughout this probably, but then I do have plans today for doing a couple of different things. Can you see that? During this live. So when that happens, I'll switch off the AC so that you don't hear it. Oh, somebody living equator. Yeah, well then you have the constant almost weather, right, all the time. Singapore, yeah, that's true. Singapore it's pretty close to the equator already. What's the theme for Hanfu today? Just general Song look. Song Dynasty with a couple of colors. I think that works okay. Yeah, this, like what you see with me live streaming, if I look at the color difference, in reality, I'd say the color is less saturated and less purple. Like it has a little bit too much red in this. Reality will give it a more, less red color, yeah. I try to make the white balance as close to reality as I can, but different cameras do things differently. I cannot make my camera completely just be honest with the color. This is like close enough, but not really. Like my lips pop too much. In reality, it doesn't. It's a little bit too much red. So, I'll be playing during this live stream with no special rewards for people who managed to guess what I was playing. Anyway, I haven't even decided what I'm gonna play. And once I go there and play, I won't be able to read all the comments unless I turn it on my phone, which I don't really want to do because it messes up my live stream speed. We'll see how that works. I don't have multiple screens set up. If I have multiple things that can link to one portal. Anyway, too complicated. Oh, the AC shuts itself, so now it gets to the ideal temperature, I guess. Right now it's quiet, you can hear the difference. But it probably will switch on once it gets hot again. We're supposed to get a little bit rain today, so let's see if that happens. I think it's like, what, 50%? Okay, this afternoon it's definitely gonna be 100% raining where I am. Well, it is what it is. I am currently watching Love Like Galaxy, Jenny. That drama is weird. They're doing the Blue Whisper thing again. Like they just self-divide into 2 parts. And it's like the first part, 27 episodes. But then the next part is like, what, 20 something episodes. So adding up together, it's more than 40. But they are trying to get away with it by doing it that way. Which is just like 掩耳盗铃. You know, that's the Chinese idiom. Which means when you go to steal a bell, you cover your own ears so that you don't hear it. Therefore, you just pretend the whole world doesn't hear it and you can steal it away, which is just pretty stupid. You are like a 50 episodes drama anyway, and you just like pretend. We're just like 20 episodes drama. Divided in 2. Okay, fine. So I'm pretty sure once they finish the first half, 27, they're gonna immediately air the next half. They're just gonna try to find a different way of calling it. Anyway, so I am watching that one. It's been airing at just like the Tencent normal speed, 6 episodes a week, but they do it on 3 days. Today I'm on, actually before I sat down making this live stream, let me just see. Can't remember where I am. I'm at end of episode 17. Okay. So today it was 17-18. I'm at the end where women's are having fights again in this drama. This drama is domestic cat scratch. This is what this drama is about. You know, older generation, younger generation, and older generation, like 3 generations of people domestically just doing this. That's what this drama is. And our male lead almost does not exist. It's been 18 episodes now. He hardly shows up. He's less than Gu Qianfan's presence in the last quarter of Menghua Lu so far, and the drama has almost hit halfway mark. Wu Lei is like a decorative piece. Poop! You don't even see him. Great. Brilliant. I mean, I know the original novel is pretty much like that. The guy doesn't show up until very late, and then it's mostly circling around the female lead character and her multiple sort of encounters with different guys and getting engaged and not getting married, getting engaged and not getting married and married and not really like you know, it's like keep going back and forth until eventually, you know, she gets the right person. That type of story. I think on paper, like any type of work, if you like reading it, can work, but usually on camera, you have to think about, because visual is a different thing than text. And often, you just have to follow certain sort of hard rules about, and manage audience's expectation, because this type of drama is in genre, it's idol, it's period idol, it's romance, and usually, you know, you have leading couples. You may have multiple couples, but you have a leading one for sure. And I'm yet to see completely evened out multiple couples that are completely even. Like there's not a definitive or clearly like a leading one, right? And if you're doing that in that way, like the delicious romance, that type of story, you have 3 girls and you focus on their 3 different stories, right? Still though, like in each one, what I mean is that there's you are basically promoting this drama on the two leads, right? Like Zhao Lusi and Wu Lei, and also like their fandom. Come on, you wouldn't be picking them if you're not looking at how much return you're gonna get. For all that reasons, right? Once you adapt this type of story that has a very clear expectation from the audiences, and you're not trying to get Oscar, you're not trying to do groundbreaking work with this genre. I mean, you casted these people. Clearly, you're going in for that market, the comfort zone, all that. I mean, in that case, you know, work the script in a way that just makes this works better. Like, I don't see the male lead. I'm like, how am I supposed to ship them? He doesn't show up. Like, do I just like mental it? Like, I feel it with my own brain. Also, the other guys, they're good looking, okay? They're all very presentable, but they don't form such a challenge. Or let's say none of them are so outstanding that even though you don't have the lead, you have other people filling in, you know, at the time it's still interesting. This drama just like, I just find it weird that they picked this IP basically to start with. It's not like the most ideal kind of story to and I will make a review on it, and there are parts of it I really like the domestic drama part is really fun, and older actors are really great, like the grandma, the mother, the father, that generation all works very well. Even uncle and aunts are just absolutely adorable. And it happens to be actually the better and more interesting part of the plot comes from those people's engagement with our leads instead of our leads engage with each other. Like, it's still led by the young people, right? Zhao Lusi, Wu Lei, and the other couple of guys who are her fiancé at different points. But my honest opinion is the younger generation of actors are not that good of an actor, each of them. They're okay, but they're not like so good that they can 戏保人，人保戏. There are two things, which is one is the drama is so well written that whoever acts it, as long as they're good enough, like they pass, then it makes them look better. There's another type of drama where the drama is like not so well written, okay, then you need a really good actor who has a lot of thinking on their own, who can make up a lot of things, who can just like add on to your character, making the paper not so interesting person jump out as a more interesting person. And none of the younger actors in this drama are the 人保戏 type of actors where their personal abilities can change the quality of the script, make it go up. The best they can do is just like meet the requirement. Therefore, actually the parts that makes me want to watch this drama is totally the domestic part, where the parents are there, where the grandmas are there, where the uncle and aunts are there. It's much more interesting than just watching the two young kids or a couple of young kids, like it's like And yeah, that's what I honestly think. Like, it's not bad, but it just like at parts of it you zone out. You see them acting, you zone out, you think about other things. Yeah. So that's my opinion. Is it fair? I don't know how many people feel that way, but that's my honest opinion. Don't have a big problem with it, but the leads are not there yet. Like none of them are like young people or at the point where their presence can change the nature of the script. They're not at that point at all. I mean, in comparison, let's say Meng Hualu's actor Dai Xu. He's the type of actor who, on paper, you read his character, it's like, oh, not a very lovable character. I cannot imagine with this kind of lines written and spoken by this guy, he would be in any way interesting, or like people would have this empathy with him. But once you see him playing it and acting, you go, oh, heck, I get it. He makes it so much better than on paper. And that's what I call 人保戏 type of actor, where usually they need to be older. Unless you're an acting genius, like you're born with like super abilities. When you're teenagers, you can just like look at a camera and the world disappears. There are people like that, but very rare. Usually it's still older ones who've been around for longer, who've done more things, and who are like themselves extremely active actors. They're always thinking about my world. How can I make it more make sense? How can I make this more interesting? Can I dig deeper into the script? Can I form like the picture that's not on paper about this character? How am I gonna, like the clever, intelligent, and hardworking ones? Takes time. The younger actors are not there yet. That's my opinion. Okay. Yes, there is a Journey of the Flower film version that has just released a trailer that just looks as ridiculous as the film version of Zhu Xian, with a lot of CG, like super like crazy amount of CG, and then oh god, the actor who plays Bai Zihua really doesn't suit it. Like, I mean, I can accept Sha Qianmo, okay, but Bai Zihua, no. And for 幸福, I haven't watched it yet. I am thinking about whether I should watch it because I know blood pressure, just by looking at the synopsis and the snippets that's on the internet, right? Like you see what happens in episode 1, you're like, maybe not. Like adding a little bit more on my desperation about why do I come to Earth? What is life for? Like why do I look for trouble? When you look at story of Xingfu's first episode, you're gonna get that reaction. I'm like, okay. On this hand, drama review. On this hand, my blood pressure and mental health. Which one is more important? That's honestly like why I haven't yet touched this drama yet. Honestly, it's just like too much. This year we've got a lot of too much dramas going on, right? Some of them I've watched and it's just, oh. I can't watch it. Yeah, probably Xingfu's gonna, yeah, it's not a blood pressure friendly drama. You know, in the future, just regarding, because we've had 3 years of fucked up life. Okay, sorry about the word, but hey, I don't care. In this world, generally, in the future, in my drama reviews, I probably will add like one more, like way of gauging it. Is like I'll let people know if it's a blood pressure raising, or not causing any change in your blood pressure, or blood pressure dropping drama. To help you make up your mind about whether you want to go in. Hormone disturbing drama, maybe. Wang Ziqi and Wang Yuwen filming together, really? Oh, cool. Oh, is that like G? Is that a contemporary? Wang Ziqi, Li Chuan, Wang Yuwen, or a period drama? I mean, I don't mind. All three of them look good in both, so it does not matter. It's just gonna be visually very pleasing. Blood pressure dropping. You know, there's certain dramas when you watch it and you kind of floats away. Like you float away and you fall asleep. I would call it probably blood pressure dropping. Yuan Bingyan, okay, Yuan Bingyan, she actually hasn't been formally, so it's not currently the version that you have seen is, she's unlike the couple of other people who got kind of cancelled in China due to the tax thing, is through the investigation that's done, it is kind of taken as from the tax, from the revenues point of view, not as her intentionally evading it, but more like the type of they cannot prove that she has the intention to voluntarily evade. It's more like not doing it properly. And the number of it is not a very huge number compared to others. It's under 1 million, I think. It's like 970 or something. So it's a smaller number, and it cannot prove there's intention to evade it. So her situation is the studio that's under her name, that's completely owned by her, had some of the tax problems, but it's first not too big, second is not her intentionally, like you can't prove that. You haven't been notified multiple times and you don't pay the money. It's not that situation. So the thing is with her is there hasn't been, I haven't heard any hard ban on her, but she probably will lay low. I mean, I would be like right now for a while until later, see when it's the right sort of time to come out. But say if there are sort of dramas that previously had her on, for now probably will just like, you know, like pass these couple. That's what I feel it's like, but there's no confirmation. But there's definitely no confirmation about she's been hard banned and deleted from internet. Not really. But then she's like not really to be seen anywhere, and she's like very quiet, so you don't quite know what's going on. And from what we've seen about the tax thing, at least the version of that like how much she owes and why, you know, all that is not exactly the same as the couple of previous people. So it probably can still be turned around, but doesn't mean like it's gonna be like immediately. Right now it's just not a good time, right? A lot of people are like are on the grill, so 古力娜扎 will be paired into another drama. Really? 鹿晗跟古力娜扎? Let me just read what everybody is saying. 祝绪丹, I don't think so. Currently it becomes, that's why I said it's not 100% sure last week. Right now the version is Guo Xiaoting is the second lead. The lady in Blue Whisper, the mask lady. The love you give me. Oh, okay, thank you for telling me that. I haven't caught up with that. I should check it up. Too much stuff going on. Just finished DOS. Yes. Dr. Tang is pretty easy watch, actually. It flows really easily. Once you turn it on, you kind of don't quite realize, and a couple of episodes have already run by. It's like that. Golden Eagle. Let's just ignore Golden Eagle. It doesn't count for anything now these days. People are just looking at it as a joke. Pretty much in China. And I heard like there are so many BL dramas in the making and on file and about to get made in South Korea. It's like ever since China kind of soft banned BL, other countries like, oh, just like this is genre we can milk money. Let's see how many dramas can milk money out of it, and how fast people get tired of it. So let's say BL has its days for a while and then it goes cold, like every genre would have its like up and downs. What would be the next one? Human and animal? Or in a gender fluidity situation where both parties are today I'm a woman but tomorrow I'm a guy. Let's see how many combinations we can play just between ourselves. I cannot make a K-drama review. I decided I only look at Chinese dramas because I don't have that much time. People, do you realize how many episodes I have to watch every day? I only have 24 hours. I don't have like that ability to time jump, so there's only that much I can do. You make a choice and you stick with it. You have no choice, like, nah, unless I have a team, which I don't have. Oh really? Wow. Iona? You finished the whole thing. Cool. I watched like what, like I said, like how many episodes, I can't remember the amount, like 8, before I made that video, and then I never clicked it open again. Korean dramas overall, okay, overall, if you look at how many dramas they produce every year, and then you look at the quality, you get a percentage of how many this level quality drama is out of this amount total. Overall, is better than Chinese dramas. That's my honest opinion, because in Korea, actors have a higher threshold. Like, you need to be qualified at a certain point, like at a level of acting skills, everything, to be able to be considered as a proper actor. You cannot just be an idol and just say, tomorrow I'm gonna be an actor and lead a drama. Nobody's gonna give you a shit about that. You actually have to be a proper actor. And to be recognized by the industry, to be qualified enough to act as a lead. Not like China, everybody can act. Even a monkey, if he has enough fans, can be the lead. So obviously, overall, quality-wise, the chances of you clicking open a Korean drama and see a watchable one is higher than Chinese dramas, for sure. Chinese drama produce way too much crap. I'm Chinese, but I like, this is a fact. Okay, 实事求是. And also, generally speaking, Korean dramas are shorter. They don't do like 40 episodes all the time. They 16. Often you get a 16 episodes thing. And each one is like, what, 1 hour long? So overall it's still better. It's still better. But not saying there aren't crappy ones in Korea. Like, every country produces absolutely stunningly bad ones. Okay. Monkeys, you know, like monkeys do acting, at least they always are in the moment. They will never have a moment that's not in the moment. Okay. So in that sense, they're probably better actors. Oh yeah, industrial standard hasn't gone to, like, Chinese drama film production is still very behind in terms of industrialize it. The whole process, like department working together, like working it out, basically the workflow, how everything comes together at the most efficient, professional, and guaranteed producing result way. That, like, Hollywood is the top of this world, right? And then you rank different countries, like, and China is like very, very behind. That's honest. It is true. It is true. It's not industrialized enough. It's very, very still a Wild West. It's been like, what, since I joined that business and left, it's been 15 years. Still, it's a Wild West. It's not yet, like, I mean, like, people don't even get, like, a lot of like, the people who work in this industry, super underregulated, overworked, not protected in any kind of ways. It's better than before now. It's better, but it's still not yet at the point where everything has clear rules laid out. Everybody is knowing what they're doing. Okay, and it's still not there. Far behind. Learning Chinese. What dramas should they be watching? Well, contemporary ones for sure, because you don't want to watch a lot of period dramas that have a lot of ancient talk that you just don't use anymore. And then the ones that are more in time now, like produced this couple of years, talking about people living now. And more like a normal, like for example, just like metropolis romance, or professional, like young, like the daily conversation type of drama. Not so specific to one super specific profession or genre, but a general drama probably would be the best to learn Chinese from. What time is it? 10. Okay, so 5 minutes, we're gonna play our first round of Qing just to relax everyone and then just do something different. Instead of me just talking to the camera always during my live stream, which is quite boring actually. July, I don't know if there's gonna be further drama coming out. Later at the end of this month, you may be seeing Samsara, you may be seeing, I mean, the Love Never Lost or something like, no, is it Love Never Lost? Can't remember the English title. 的人生若如初见民国 drama. I mean, it should come out now. Like, I don't see why 爱奇艺 wouldn't. Also, the 天才基本法 should be coming out soon. The Heart of Genius, 张新成、张子枫、雷佳音. The kind of parallel universe time travel mathematic genius story. Yeah, I don't know how to term that. It has too many elements. Should be coming out soon. What else? There should be a couple. Like, I feel you have to have a couple of more period dramas out for summer. I just don't see why the platforms wouldn't be doing that. I mean, I really hope like one a BL would suddenly airdrop, but maybe I'm hoping for too much. This kind of costume. One of the problems is you have to constantly pull it down. I don't know how ancient people do this. Li Xian, yes, that's the one with Li Xian. Love Like Galaxy, I've already talked about that earlier. So if you haven't heard about that, I will make a review on it later. So yeah, the rumor is on July the 20th, something like that, but unconfirmed. Immortal Samsara, I think in the original trailer it's their voice, Yang Zidan Chengyi, but I don't know at the end if the product would be like that. Chasing La La, yeah, I want to watch that particularly. Now it's super hot. If we have like cold winter drama, a lot of snow, that would be soothing to look at. Yeah, BL is like, it can happen tomorrow, it can happen 10 years later, who knows. Tripping over those guns. Yeah, because if you're climbing upstairs, you have to hold your skirt. If you're on like even ground, it's okay. But if you're going up, you have to hold your skirt. Otherwise, you'll be tripping. Yeah, there's no way around that. That's physics. What do you think of Legend Life of Queen Law? I haven't watched it because that drama is like soft banned in China. You can't see it from the front page of the website. I think you have to search for it. And right after the whole Japanese costume thing came out, there's a new rule there's a new meeting that's held by Guangdian, and they basically said from now on, they have to also, when they censor drama, they have to censor period drama and see if it has too much of a like not true to historical element in terms of its props and costumes, and if it has too much of the influence of like clearly not correct stuff, it's gonna so that we have a new censoring rule. Hey, I don't know, and there's a rumor about all the period dramas that have passed censorship now have to go back, get re-censored just to look at the costume and stuff and see if it's proper. But that's a rumor. Okay, I don't think like you can actually deal with that much of a workload. Maybe just submit a couple of episode sample and just look at it and see. I don't know how they're gonna do that. But in a way, the Queen Liu Jingfeng drama saved Galaxy because it came out just before Galaxy was about to air, a week before. pretty much before Galaxy was about to air, and this whole thing blew up. And because of what happened to Queen Leo, Galaxy was like, fix the posters, zoom in, just not showing that wrong kimono ribbon. So I kind of like saved it. I mean, Galaxy is not too heavy in terms of obviously Japanese costumes, but a lot of the other things like architecture, you know, landscape, the overall, like the building color or the windows or the interior, like a lot of that is still not Chinese at all. People have like a very weird impression in China about somehow Tang Dynasty and before Tang, like Wei Jing or going back to Three Kingdom, going back to Han, have a stronger Japanese vibe, which is totally not correct at all. If you look at any proper historical studies and stuff, it doesn't look like at all. but I don't know. Also, a lot of dramas were filmed at already made sets, like in Xiangyang, in Hengdian, in those couple of big locations where there are streets, there are buildings that's already there. So it's not realistic for all period dramas to build their own sets, like their own architecture for all dramas. It's insanity. Too much money. Can't do that. Love Between Devil. You mean Fairy Devil? What? Supporting actress? What did she do? 苍兰诀, what? 苍兰诀, is it going back for like censoring? But it's a fantasy drama, so I don't know. Is it running into any problems? Wow, people know so much. You can't say it was all initiated from ancient China. Really, it's not exactly that. Okay? If you look at history, tightly speaking, a lot of things Japan developed themselves. There may be at certain point in history, there's a little bit influence on certain things, but then they have a totally different route of going down the whole aesthetics of design. I mean, Japan has a very peculiar way of looking at the world, and Japanese culture and Japanese design has its own things, a lot of it, and those are totally not seen in China at all. People have the wrong idea about, like, because during Tang Dynasty, there's a period where there is a lot of communication going on, and there are Tang Dynasty historical artifacts that's now in Japan, because it went there, like, during the time. Does not mean everything in Japan is completely, like, influenced and grow out of Chinese stuff. Japan has plenty of their own original stuff. It's a big topic, but yeah, a lot of the things you just look at it and look at that. But where did you get that idea? It's really not that. Can I find out what the joke is with Hengdian? Most of the period dramas are filmed in Hengdian. Like, you see that big Yong'an in Menghua that restaurant? That's the place where Wen Kexing and Zhou Zishu had they're like looking at each other scene. In Word of Honor, it's where the karaoke thing happened in Once Upon a Time There's a Spirit Sword Mountain. I can like count out like 10 scenes from 10 different dramas all took place in front of that building that's in Hengdian. That big restaurant on the water. That huge building that has multiple, you know which one it is. If you've watched enough Chinese dramas, you know, okay? It's all shot in Hengdian. So, it's like it does not matter what dynasty or what time that building really is based on, because every drama uses it. Influenced, yes, but you have to look at specific things, YSG, about exactly what. You know, not everything. Certain things are, like language, like the written language particularly, right? That's for sure. And there are other things, certain practices. But then there are things that are totally irrelevant to each other. People just assume you influence everything, you know? Like, filming period dramas in Hongdian because it's there. Everything is there. Like, think about it. It's an industrial process of getting a crew together, go and shoot, and you need street scenes, probably restaurant scenes. You need a hotel room scene. You need a big mansion scene in period dramas. Where can you find that? In one place. That you don't have to travel between multiple locations. Every moment you go out and travel, it's money, right? Budgeting. And you have one site that has palaces, that has streets, that has all kinds of weird things you need for drama. And it's cheap. You can just get there. Every day you can go there, film, go back to your hotel, like 20 minutes, walk. Why would you do that? So you have Hongdian, Xiangyang, a couple of what we call 影视城, city of film and drama, literally. Where it's completely built up as a theme park almost. Usually they would admit tourists buying ticket to go in and have fun, make their own, like shooting their photo, whatever. But then there's also multiple crews always on site shooting different dramas. And there are just a couple of locations like that in China. Zhuozhou, which is closer to Beijing. You have Xiangyang, Hubei. You have Hongdian. So these are a couple of big locations where it's been running for years. So once you go there, everything is ready. It's been worked out, basically. Transportation, food, catering, restaurants, hotels, and also extras. So there are constantly people based in Hongdian where they supply extras. For example, a crew goes there and tomorrow I'm gonna shoot a big scene with 100 people, period drama. They're gonna all be on the street walking and I need 100 people tomorrow. So this assistant director goes to this Hongdian extra supplying company and say, I need how many people tomorrow at what time, come in, give how much money to you. And then because that place is like a studio base of it, so it's always occupied by people who are doing everything. So you just need money. and you like what's your request? Okay, we're gonna get the people. Just make it easy to make it. That's why Hongdian, Xiangyang, these couple of places in China are the period drama go-to place. Super expensive productions will build their own stuff, or they would use, like, films tend to have more budget and time, so they would actually, if there isn't any existing thing that they can use, they will build their own buildings, streets, whatever. But film is a different thing than dramas. Dramas, you have to make it within 4 months, 3 months, 40 episodes. You have to think about time, money, everything. That's why. Yeah. In China, this whole drama and film thing are crossing more and more. Not as distinctively like two parts of the acting world as certain countries are. In the last 10 years, I'd say, a lot of people from filmland crossed over to dramaland because there's money to be made. Dramaland has so much more money. Therefore they come. Money makes it. And there are still very exclusively film actors who just do films. And that's their personal choice, probably. Also because usually speaking, films are more like a creative process, whereas dramas are more like an industrial process. It's like fast food making and proper chef cooking difference. Certain people just don't like the other type. Yeah, the same location definitely makes drama boring for sure. But then, most of the dramas are like, they don't have that much money. What can you say? I can, these days when I watch period dramas, I can pretty much tell, as long as they're filmed at a set in China, I know where it's filmed. It's like, that's Hongdian, that mountain is Hongdian, that building is Hongdian, that building is Xiangyang, that building is Hongdian. I know the buildings and streets. I just look at it for like one glance and it's shot there. It's so recognizable. Do you know like the mountain thing? There's a mountain, like a lot of like steps going up, and there's like a gate, and there are a couple of buildings there. It showed up in Ancient Detective. It showed up in the just aired 说英雄谁是英雄 Heroes, that place, oh, it showed up in so many dramas. So many. Also that bamboo hut, like there's a bamboo grove, like a forest, and there's this little hut in it. It shows up in so many period dramas. It's the same place. And sometimes those dramas air back to back. Like you literally see them show up in 2 dramas at the same time. It's so funny. Oh, and obviously that restaurant building in Mohalu, which is also in Word of Honor, which is also in a gazillion other period dramas. It's like the Hengdian big building. Word of Honor can be used to learn Chinese, but you probably learn a little bit more of the idioms, the more sort of less contemporary way of talking in general. But it's not super ancient either. It still caters to current audiences' idea about language, but then you will see more of a quotation of poetry, for example, more of a quotation of certain things that people don't usually say in today's conversation. Bamboo Cottage features a subway. That's why costume drama features a subway. Well, that would have to be a time travel drama, like somebody from ancient time, a warrior, time traveled into today, and he ends up in a tunnel on the track, and he hears some noise. There is a subway coming. What is this monster? Oh God. Dubbing is bad. I know most of the dramas have sinned. I'll let my AC run for a bit. Once it cools down, quiet, I'll shut it for a bit and then play a bit of my qin and then come back. Fox Spirit gonna be dubbed? I hope not. But then in a way I hope it does. I honestly don't trust Yang Mi and Gong Jun's own voice acting in that drama. Right now Yang Mi needs to get like first recovered from her injury, because she got an injury of her eyelid, which we do not know how bad it is. She's got stitches, so that's pretty bad. So that means month to go before she recovers. Yeah, so that drama is definitely on hold. I don't know, like she hasn't like said exactly how bad it is or like which eyelid. Like it's just basically they said he got hurt during shooting a variety show and she got stitches on her eyelid. Ugh, that doesn't sound very good. I mean, think about Hu Ge's eyelid situation, but then his is much worse. He actually got into a car crash, so that's like saving his life instead of just you know that. Zhao Jinmai, bright future, very good actress. Depending on if she gets good projects and whether she's clever enough to pick the right ones and whether she's lucky enough to. These days, you need both. You need your head, and then also you need the right people to. She is overall, like given what she has, pretty good standard. A lot of those after 2000 little flower, that's what we call, all right, after the millennium flower, are stronger, everything considered, than the older ones. That's my honest opinion. There are so many talented young people born out after 2000. It's like a new wave of kids who are just like so assured of themselves, but also they just have it. Like you can see if somebody knows how to act and not. And at that young age, it mostly comes from their intuition. It's not something that you've trained and learned for years and years yet. Although some of them started very early, like when they were like 5, 8 years old, they're already in dramas. Still though, some people have it and some people don't. You can tell. Talent oozing out. There are many very talented young ones, and they're like overall just almost a different breed of actors than the before ones. So there's definitely hope. Yeah, 张子枫、王圣迪、文琪. There are a couple more, particularly girls somehow. I mean, they're definitely boys like Han Haolin, Rong Zishan, but then girls particularly, there are a group of girls who are just like wildly talented. Yang Mi used to be a good actress. That's my opinion. Now she's completely worked herself into a routine that she cannot jump out of. She has a set of ways of reacting to every given situation possible on the script, and she never breaks out of it. And pretty much like Dili Roba, it's like they're like trained AI who just like react. Like cry, happy, anger. Like at that point, they'll give the exact same acting every time. And you don't even have to look at their acting. You just think they're gonna act like that. You look at it exactly. Like when they're gonna blink, when they're gonna look away, when they're gonna do this, when they're gonna like squint, when they're gonna turn. Every time, precise, machine. So, like, I don't know like you can consider that as a good acting, because at least that's a skill you acquired over the years, but 行活. Yang Yang doesn't really get diverse roles. Who knows, whether it's because he doesn't want it or nobody offers it to him. And still, he's too self-conscious of how good looking he is all the time. Yeah, scripts are lame, but then you know, like always, like you can't. It's never just like they are like. Actors are in a lot of situations they don't have choices, but often you see, right, if you really care about your like what you're doing, even when they're giving ridiculous scripts that are lame, they do their best within a script to make themselves outshine or stand out, or you get like the audience see it. The audience sees. Basically is the script is crappy but you're good. Haven't you seen actors like that? You've seen a lot of actors in crappy Chinese drama land that produces crappy dramas, but you're like, I don't blame you because this is totally on the script, but you are doing a good job. There are many actors like that. You know, you've seen them, okay? When you see one, you know. So, still though, I know, they don't have the They can't decide everything. Mostly drama is multiple people's work result. One actor can only do this much. But you can still tell if somebody is really doing it properly and somebody is just doing it to get paid. And then that's it. Yang Jianxi's thing on internet is right now on China's internet, a mess, total mess. The whole thing about traffic, 流量, if you wanna, you know, it's like if you go for it, then one day you're gonna get bite, like basically you get bitten by it eventually. Okay, let's play a little bit. Because it's boring! Just looking at me talking, what's the point? Let me just adjust the focus a little bit so that you can see. Okay, focus, focus, focus. Where is the focus? It's very hard because this is a very small screen I have here. Can barely see things. So we can roughly consider that it has focus. Have to remove this too. I didn't see that one. Okay. Let's play something. It's so boring, just me talking. Okay. Ancient people, how do they sit? Let's see. I'll first play something that's not from a drama. Okay. But I like it very much. And if you listen to Chinese, what we call 古风 songs, you probably know this one. It's a very well-known one. I have a weird reflection, like you don't see, but from my angle, that's reflecting off the qing from my light. That's very distracting. Oh, let's see. I have way too much sweat on my hands. It's very, very sticky. I couldn't glide. I literally got stopped a couple of times because I can't move my fingers. Jeez. Okay, so I need to get some powder and dry my hands. Otherwise, this is not gonna work. Yeah. Because you need very dry hands, otherwise it's just gonna get sticky. Okay. Let's see if this is. I had some powder I put when I make 绒花, but don't know if that works. Still doesn't work very well. Too wet. I wish I have sand. Oh, salt maybe. Ah, this is unexpected. Anything else? That I have that can work. It's too wet. Let's try this. Given I haven't done this one for a long time, so I forgot a lot of the where I should be pressing basically. Now, this one is correct. Okay. On this tuning, what else? Probably need to change this to something else later. Okay, so this is the most commonly used for Qing's tuning. So do, re, mi, so, la. Obviously, you can decide where the do is. Ready? I think I have tuned it to. This is 432. It's not 440 because I don't like 440 for some reason. Okay. So this is the most basic tuning. Let's play some old stuff, and then we're gonna talk about dramas and then come back. Okay. Dry enough. I should repeat another time, but don't want to do it because I think because I'm sitting in front of a camera, therefore I'm a little bit nervous. Therefore, I just get like sweat, and because the sweat, I can't play it. It wouldn't glide. My finger would just get glued to this. It doesn't go because of the water. That's the problem. I don't know what else I can do. I don't have a sandbag, so I can immediately get rid of this. It's just here. You've heard about that if you watch Chinese dramas. So, for now, let's just come back, and then later, let's see if I'm not so hot and sweaty, literally, that I would be able to play it better. And we have AC on, so the problem with sweats, never thought about that, hey? So, what have we people talking about? Thanks to that super chat earlier, okay? Wow, so many people have talked. Chunming, thank you. Honestly, you can't use Gu Qing as a weapon. Lan Wangqi, no matter how cool he looks, right? It's just not realistic. How? How can you use it as a weapon, really? Okay, focus is back. Nobody can tell anyone if immortality is cancelled or not, because nobody in China even knows about that. We do not know. Nobody, okay, there's no hard thing saying all BLs are cancelled from now, like don't think about it, it's never gonna happen. No one has ever come out to say that. That's what currently this is, but does that mean it's gonna come back? Who knows? This is China, anything can happen. Okay, let me just do. Mic stand is a little bit, whoa. Yeah, come on. Is it working? Yeah, it is. Show, we do not know. Nobody said anything is cancelled. Yeah, the ones who would release it now would be the hero and probably would die. Who knows? Yeah, all BLs are like quiet. One. I mean, Immortality, I think because Luo Yunxian, Chen Feiyu, that's why it's so, and also the original novel, something, a lot of people like it. There's a lot of publicity surrounding it from day one, and also because Tencent kind of got a little bit too, Tencent was too just like, they think too highly of themselves, basically. When that drama was filming, they were promoting it already before anything came out, while they were just shooting on set. Tencent went ahead and intentionally promoting it so much. And it's just like, one of the things you should learn is if it's not confirmed yet, don't do it before it's time. Think about like that tradition. I don't know if in some culture you have the same thing, but traditionally in Chinese, if a woman gets pregnant, they wouldn't be telling anyone, like apart from obviously immediate family, but they wouldn't publicize that until like they go through the first 3 months or something. Because there's this belief that if you tell the good news too soon, it's gonna jinx it, it's gonna cause trouble, and the baby is not gonna get born safely. And in a way, the dramas are like that. It's better to keep it under cap while you're making it, instead of like before you even made it, you already are high profile and going around shouting that I'm making this. Often dramas that do that. And Immortality is one of those dramas that got too high profile even before anything happened. While they were shooting, they were like intentionally, clearly leaked stuff online everywhere for people to ship it before like they see anything, and just show you how hungry Tencent is, and they're so greedy. So, well, you know, for people who are in this game, you know, why not? They want to make money. So I don't know what's going on with it. For all BLs, it's all in the cooler. It's like kept somewhere. It may show up tomorrow, it may not. Nobody knows. Oh, cool. Don't say happy birthday before it's birthday. Huh. Potentially good drama. I mean, there are a lot, but potentially good drama. But you know, you never know until you see it. So I just keep my expectation just neutral everywhere. Huang Xiaoming has, it's not people in mainland who doesn't like him, okay? It's a lot of, because he's done quite a few things that's just like, people are very baffled about, like, he's basically, what are you doing? And he's also a type of actor who, it's like he acts in a couple of good dramas or films that are proper work, and he as a proper actor did it really well. Then he had to reward himself with a couple of stuff that's just totally, what the heck is that? he does that all the time. He does a couple of proper stuff, and then he go like off track and completely just like 油腻, okay, like oozing out of oil, the level of like greasy acting. It's so over the top. Then he goes back to normal. Then he goes to, like, he keeps jumping between absolutely embarrassing to look at and then pretty good. He does that. We do not know why. And like when he's proper, he's really good. And when he's not even Yang Yang can beat him in terms of, look at my chiseled feature. I'm gonna cut you. I'm gonna cut you. With my chin and with my jawline. My jawline is meant to cut you. He goes wild with that. But then he goes back to normal. Like, he's weird. Huang Xiaoming, I don't know what he wants. He's just really peculiar. But he's a very shrewd businessman for sure. Very, very. Huh. And honestly a very let's see, just like you, not a very 真性情 person who basically calculates and who would consider what benefits him most and he would do it. That type of person. Just look at what point he would announce his divorce, at what point he would decide to do what, at what point he will cut himself clean of something. Look at over the years what he's done at what time point, and you're like, this guy is like, yeah. That's how much I'm gonna say. If you know, you know. Particularly recently, like when he decided to announce the divorce, and last year when Zhao Wei, end of August, when the Zhao Wei, just like when Zhao Wei got erased from entertainment, Huang Xiaoming was so quick and fast to unfollow her. And the thing is, within this industry, everybody knows he likes her since day one that they met. Back in the days when they were in film academy. It's open secret. Huang Xiaoming, Chen Kun, Zhao Wei. And he never was shy about that, you know? About so, you know, he knows what he's doing, basically. Sure, businessman. Wei Zheming, yeah. Yeah, isn't like Wei Zheming gonna be in the Hu Yao drama too? Yeah. Wei Zheming, Zhang Yunlong, Gong Jun. Nice! I just think about that makes me excited. I hope the stylists do them justice. Give them good wigs. For guys, good wigs is everything. Oh, and forgot something. Zhou Jielun's album just came out in China tonight because somebody leaked it in New Zealand. They're supposed to release it on 15th everywhere in this world, but the New Zealand one got released earlier. Don't know by mistake or by what. So Jay Cho was just like, since it's already out there, I'm selling it now. So before I sat down making this video, which is night time in China, they just released it. The new album. I haven't had a chance to check it out, but if you have, you know, it's his first album in 6 years. Holy. So that's one thing happened. Yeah, I have the feeling like by the end of this month, Chris Wu thing has to have some kind of ending now. It cannot go on forever. I have the impending doom feeling, like some kind of melon is gonna explode by the end of this month. in China, in entertainment. Like I said, I hope I don't jinx it, but I have the feeling that it's like I just don't see this month end uneventfully and just quietly. I mean, if it does, it's good. It's good. Blood pressure. but July just doesn't feel like it's gonna be a quiet month. Yeah, Zhang Mingming left Jiaxing. He's been there for 10 years, so. Jay Cho. Oh, you have already listened to that? I haven't. Because it literally just came out before I sat down. Had no time. Angela Baby is a sweetheart, but she needs to give up that. Her line delivery is actually not bad, surprisingly. Her line delivery, her Mandarin, and the way she speaks it is pretty clear and legible and like not problematic. But yeah, her acting, she cannot control her face. And she has no emotion. Like her eyes are empty when she acts. And she's self-conscious all the time about how pretty she looks. She would not really give up that awareness while she acts. So to her, the priority is always looking good in this shot instead of playing the character. 民国大侦探, yeah, obviously. It's already done. It's just waiting to air. I don't know when. Since it's Hu Yiting and Zhang Yunlong, there's no way that I wouldn't watch it. And I'm definitely like, it's just so gonna get like intercutted into My Roommate is a Detective. Because they literally look identical in two dramas. Really? Wong Fu would release an album? Well, like he never misses. Like this month, I think earlier he had something and then nothing happened. Everybody's like, is he not working? Like his magic is gone. Then immediately the thing in Japan happened. So he hasn't missed one yet. Like the god of like trending hashtag. So let's see, end of this month. Her murderous affair, she wasn't bad, yeah. But feel like she has very little screen time in that drama. Also, that drama mostly is held up by all the other supporting roles, right? And in a way, it's an ensemble. Everybody who lives in that building, all those people are just exciting to watch. She has to be there for the storytelling, but she really doesn't have that much of a presence. She has a lot of those shots, the slow-mo comes in, looking at her face, her like tears, you know. So it's more like MV, music video acting, instead of like a lot of proper long running scene acting. Wang Anyu has lots of potential, yeah. One of the things that makes me think that would add extra point for me, for actors and actresses, I can tell you this one thing, is I look at if they ever show you what their writings are like, their handwritten letters, their manuscript, their calligraphy. If I see that and it's really good, up is my impression of that person. That shows this person got through proper schooling. And Chinese people believe 自如其人. Your writing is like you. It represents you. It reflects what kind of person you are. So if you cannot even write properly, that's like a lot of extra point reduced from like, yeah. Wang Anyu happens to be one of the young actors who can write really pretty calligraphy. If you've seen him writing, like the letters he write, it's like, If I were in school and I was like the Chinese teacher, I would like to read the students' homework just because it's pretty pleasant to look at. There are a couple of people who can write really well. think Huang Xuan does calligraphy. Bai Yu also does calligraphy. Wang Anyu. Actually, Guan Yunpeng's writing is pretty good. Compared to a lot of other actors, the Chen Lian character and the Long Wang in the short drama, the vertical drama, and then the Chen Lian in Menghua Lu, he can write pretty well. So I have like extra points to give to people if they can write really well. It's a very Chinese thing. Yeah, well, Wang Anyu's BL drama, that's one of my most anticipated drama. But now, who knows? Street Dancer, Street Dance? I haven't watched, I mean, last year I've watched a couple of episodes and then didn't continue. Can't remember, like if you're asking for the dancers, there's so many of them, I can't remember all of them. And honestly, street dance is just so, like, I have no idea basically about it at all. I'm just like, wow, you can do that, cool. Dai Xu, yeah, Dai Xu is a pretty good actor. He's so funny. And he actually doesn't care about like being an actor and you have to keep that distance. He overdoes his social media. He vlogs all the time. He like daily uploads vlog of himself like going to the gym, working out, cooking, everything. I'm like, guy, hold it back a little bit. Do you ever want to become a star, or do you want people to just have over-flooded like online images of you doing all kinds of weird things? Dai Xu is so funny. He literally thinks of himself as a content creator, like on YouTube. He just films everything that he does. So, Nabila Mohammed, you are an expert of street dance? Because I have no idea. So what they say, this dance, that dance. I'm like, oh, okay, fine, cool. They can move. Like, I can never move like that. Wow, that's flexibility. Oh, that's a lot of strength. That's all I can see. Somersaults. Crazy abs. Biceps. Oh, that's all I can see. Other things, I have no idea. It's like what this dance is, where it comes from, what's the name of that move. I'm like, oh, how can you remember that? So it's a foreign land to me. I don't have any clue, and I'm pretty bad with sports in general. Anyway, I have no hand-eye coordination. I am really bad in all kinds of sports considered. So when I see people dance, I just marvel at like how they can move, and I know I have to basically reincarnate to ever get anywhere close to a point where I can dance. This body is like, this lifetime is like something that I cannot do. Luo Yizhou acting, I haven't seen him acting, isn't he? Yeah, he's one of the three guys. Yeah, that's in the heart of the storm right now. Luo Yingxi, really? I haven't seen him writing, but if he is, cool. The masked dancer. Huh. Oh, Liu Yu. Yeah, he's a good dancer. He can do the really hard thing about that. Like it's in Tai Chi, it's also in dance where you have one leg up and the other leg completely just goes down and goes up again. Like I don't know how you do that. How much muscle do you have to be able to do that? Unbelievable. What do you think of Chen Xiao? Previously, I had no idea about who he is. You are talking about Chen Xiao, right? Not Cheng Xiao. After watching 梦华录, I kind of like looked at some of his old stuff. I'm like, he's a pretty interesting guy. He's a very unusual actor. The type of I don't give a shit to be an actor. The type of I don't give a shit to being a star. And acting is just my job. So when I'm off, when I'm like not working, don't make me an actor. And I would not give a shit to what people think of me. And my life is my life. I cannot be acting all the time, and I don't care what you think, you fans. Like, he has that attitude which is very 直男. and somehow that's quite actually, I like the people who can actually do their job properly, but then they don't quite think that highly of themselves doing that. They're like, yeah, I can do this, I do it properly, I do it responsibly, but like once I don't do it, like once I'm not working, just like, it's just a job. What are you guys thinking about? So he's that way actor is just so much more human than the kind of actors who's like either who are always like feeling they're under the burden of like being looking perfect and everything all the time, or they try to make acting holy. You know, like there are actors who are like so, who talks as if they're philosophers about acting. Like, I don't like that type either. It's just so pretentious. So Chen Xiao, because of 梦华录, I started to like 考古, archaeology him a little bit, and I found a lot of absolutely ridiculous things he said. I'm like, that's actually a real person there. And for that, pretty cool. That's it. 糖水炖王八, like I laughed so much at that line. Has anyone ever heard about him? So somebody interviewed him many years ago about like, do you have like 闺蜜, which is like a girl term for a close friend that you confess to, girl on girl. And somebody was just asking him about his 闺蜜, and he was like, 闺蜜, what is 闺蜜? 糖水炖王八. So because 龟 and me, these two characters, they can be like, they sound exactly like turtle or tortoise and honey. So he said 糖水炖王八, which means sweet water boiled turtle. like sweet soup turtle. And I'm like, what is the like, how do you bring circuit from like confidant, good friends, to sweet water boiled turtle? You know, so this type of person is actually like themselves are pretty interesting, and they don't quite give a shit to what other people think of them. Particularly like, and they were like, you look so good, you know, you're so handsome, you know, there are stars in your eyes. And he would answer, yeah, obviously I have my songs in my eyes, because his son's nickname is Star. Thank heavens for real people. So he's quite lovely in that respect. Yeah, he was in Yu Zheng's 射雕, where he played Yang Guo, and his current wife played 小龙女. And honestly, his previous works I haven't really watched much, apart from 那年花开月正圆, the Sun Li and him and He Rendong Qing Dynasty drama, the businesswoman one. I've watched that one previously. That's like the only one I've watched him leading, where he has a lot of screen time, pretty much. All the other works I haven't at all. And I've always known him to be one of those like good-looking guys, you know, in Dramaland. But he's never been my type, so I never paid attention. Until this time, 梦华录, I'm like, he's pretty interesting. Let's just like do a little bit of archaeology. And afterwards, I'm like, he's such a funny guy. And he's funny in ways that are like not normal. Like you don't expect him would be, but he has a weird brain circuit that just makes it really fun. Dugu, yeah, he was in Dugu, I know, but I haven't watched that one. Samsara. Yeah. Oh, and also he sometimes writes really funny things. Like he even writes novels on his own social media a long time ago. He doesn't do it anymore. But like when he gets asked with really like stupid questions from media, I think he once wrote a story on his Weibo. That's just so well written and so satirical and funny about two people talking about like what food they eat. If you've ever read that, you're gonna just feel so impressed about him being so dry and sarcastic at like the ridiculous questions media ask him about. You know, basically, are you getting along well with your wife? That type of thing. It's like, are you getting a divorce? Is she sucking you dry with your life energy? Unbelievable in internet and media. And he would just write, he will write like a short story on his Weibo. That's just like, you know, that shows at least he's well educated and he can think. Which unfortunately a lot of actors these days cannot do, even that. So I hope like his later dramas will come out and be nice. He has a like the police drama with Wang Yibo, Don't Know When, the anti-drug one. He also has a detective one that's done and waiting to air. That is shot in Chongqing again. Can you believe a crime drama in my hometown again? One day, it's gonna be so famous as the Gotham of China that nobody dares travel there anymore in this world. Like when they go to China and travel, don't go to Chongqing. The moment you land, you get murdered. Okay, and you get put into a suitcase and you get dumped into the river. So there's another crime detective drama he's leading that's shot in Chongqing. Also, he has the Yunxiang Zhuan, the pair drama with Mao Xiaotong. So their second time collaborating. In which he cannot fight at all. He cannot fight at all. He's a Shusheng scholar who is completely 手无缚鸡之力, who cannot even grab a chicken. And he will get princess carried by the female lead. I cannot wait to see Mao Xiaotong carrying Chen Xiao walking around. I'm like, golden moments of Dramaland. So that one, yeah, those are a couple that Chen Xiao is like, let's hope we can see them soon. And I'm not sure about the ingenious one, the Yunxiang Zhuan, what time setting it is. But I look at his costume, it looks very Ming. It looks very Ming Dynasty style. Not sure exactly if that's the case, we shall see. Chongqing again. Yeah, Chongqing again. Can you believe it? I know we have a time latency about 20 seconds, so. My hometown. My poor hometown. Every murder happens there. Wu Qian. Are you saying Janice Wu? That's her English name. Interesting. I have no idea. Yeah, she looks like she's glowing with a teenager's happiness and light once she gets married, like divorced. It's such a mistake that she got married and with that guy, but maybe that's the lesson of her life. I don't know. So let me just get away for a few minutes and I'll come back. Okay, so we'll be playing that again in a bit. And I'll be playing something, okay, that only happened in one drama, and it's a completely qing music written for the drama, and you don't hear it anywhere. And you also don't see the official transcript of the music. So I did it by ear. I listened to it a million times and tried to make it happen on my own qin. I'll be playing it, and if you can tell me which drama it's from, then that means you're a master of Chinese drama land. Because it's one of the OST song, OST tune in the drama. That's purely qin. We shall see if that works out. And it's a very hard piece, so I probably play parts of it. Because the whole thing, the ending is just so... I cannot figure out an easy fingering of it to make it easier to play. It's hard, so I usually F it up. Can't do it very well. Zhao Lusi. Yeah, she's a pretty ambitious one. She's very ambitious. She almost feels like she signed a contract where she has to work that much to get X-Men done. And she's in for it for all the potential gains she can get from it. But it's very, very consuming, a type of career you have that way. I think of her, and I think of the early days, Di Li Re Ba and Yang Mi, and how they basically traded a lot of things for that climb to the top. She diversified. Maybe she doesn't want to. I mean, I think clearly her team and herself wants to create an impression of her as the next leading sort of young generation of the flowers. Because the older ones we would call Yang Mi, Tang Yan, Liu Shishi, that generation of a generation of flower, then it would be like the Li Re Ba, later, who comes later, and then now it moves, like she has the, you can feel the positioning of her whole team is trying to position her at the point where she is the next generation flowers, after all those older flowers hit mid-age, right? You feel like she's going down that route. But it's not the best time already, because previously, before internet, before web streaming, Yang Mi, Liu Shishi, all those people, they got their fame from television age where there wasn't internet. And it's a different way of consuming content. And audience's relationship and fandom was all different. Now we're actually at a different time. And so in the future, the stars that can be born would be a different type of stars than the older ones. And I don't necessarily think it's the best thing to try to go down the same route at this day and age to get the fame thing for actresses, for her type. But it feels like she's going down that route for that, and we shall see if it works out in her favor. I'm not sure exactly what she did, but I feel like there's a deal with Tencent for sure. Because all her dramas are in Tencent, and there probably is a deal that she signed to Tencent, and then in return she has to do how many, and you can see how many dramas she's been in. And same thing, pretty much. Like you can't imagine her right now taking a role of like a contemporary realism peasant woman, right? Like quite unimaginable. I don't know. We shall see. In time, we shall see if that's a clever move of sorts. Yeah, the YouTube Evelyn. Yeah, I will put it on YouTube later. It's a short edit, but it took 2 days. The shorter, the faster, like the beat of the music, the faster your cut is, the more painful it is to do. You look at it, it's a 1 minute and 20 seconds edit, but oh my god, trying to link it together is just such a pain. That's like, unless you do edit yourself, you'll never quite understand. See how I just directly powder myself in front of the camera, I don't care. You just don't know how much work there is and how ridiculously complicated. Anyway, I have fun with it and that's it. Hu Tong. Yeah, Hu Tong is the one that there are multiple female leads. She's one of the three, I think 3 generations. That may be a little bit different, so you can see probably a more serious vibe. Hopefully that one works out. But also a lot to do with how her team promotes her. Like her, I mean, it's just like, don't go down that route. It usually turns out really ugly, and it will come back and bite you eventually. Her team just promotes her in a rather ruthless and untasteful way. I don't understand why they do it. Why? Like, anyway, the promotion stuff around her is. Can't say too much about fandoms. I get killed by that. Jealous better than Ba. Yeah, I don't see a huge difference, but that's just me. Most of those flowers, right, they're kind of the same. It's just like, I wouldn't ever promote anybody in the name of 小 somebody, because it just like limits a person completely. It's not fair. Like in the days like there were 小, like do you remember a long time ago Liu Shishi was promoted as 小 Liu Yifei, or the Liu Yifei substitute. And then there's 小 Song Jia, there's 小. I mean, sometimes the Tao Hong thing, like there are big Tao Hong and 小 Tao Hong, but that's totally because they are named the same. They have the same sounding name. But they're 2 actresses, and they're 小 Song Jia and 大 Song Jia, which is, again, they have the exact same name. Therefore, people try to tell the difference between the older and the younger one. I mean, that's fair, you know, because they have the exact same name. What can you do? You know, you have to be able to distinguish A and B in talking. But like for other purposes, it's like this is the small version of the other one. Like, oh, why would you want to do that? Nothing good can stay. Is that 那年花开? Can't remember which Chinese drama. Is it? It's too long time ago. Nothing good can stay. Well, what is the? Oh, and does anybody think, okay, there's a supporting actor who showed up like in 1 episode and died in 梦华录, the official who tries to kill Gu Qianfan at the beginning, the county head, and who got basically murdered by Gu Qianfan's father, with the 三件套, with the soak, poison, and knife. That guy, the actor, he looks so much like Yang Yang. He should play Yang Yang's like uncle or something, or just brother in the drama, and everybody would 100% believe they're blood related. He's like the matured version of Yang Yang. Anybody remember that actor? If you watch 梦华录 early on, around episode 5, 6, something like that, around that point, that guy who tries to murder Gu Qianfan. Yeah, Dai Xu. Yeah, he's good. Yeah. When I was watching the drama, I had the idea of making a video because there are just too many people getting hurt shots in 梦华录, and it's so ridiculous. It's always Chiane who always gets, in all kinds of ways, getting hurt. I'm like, I have to make a video like that. Yeah, so if people remember that actor, he looks so much like Yang Yang, particularly like at 45-degree angle, like not like at this angle. Wow, they have the exact same like forehead. Do you know the drama is 现尊我? I've heard about this title. I haven't watched it, but recently I've heard about it. 现尊什么什么什么. I know this title. Okay, I know this title. Who said Shadow's Beauty? When you said imagine Yang Yang and Angelababy. Oh my god. Overloading of youngness. Too much young in one drama. The drama is too young. It's not good because young is positive also. And right now, if you're positive, it's bad in China. COVID test. See the joke? Like when you're young and you have two youngs together, bad idea. Yang Yang and Delirio Bawang worked out better. Contemporary drama, more relaxed. But period dramas. 杨过. So Yang Guo is also very, very not lucky. You know, like in Counter Hero, the Chen Xiao and also Huang Xiaoming and also Gu Tianle played Yang Guo. Because Yang Guo in Chinese now sounds like yang, positive Guo, half being positive. So basically you're now normal, but you used to be positive and you had COVID before. So Yang Guo is an unlucky name now. You are Yang Guo. Oh god. If you get the joke, it's ridiculous. Chen Yuqi cannot act. So when Chen Yuqi and Yu Menglong, anybody remember that drama? The lifetime, 2 lifetimes, whatever. In that drama, holy moly. A tree is looking at another tree. And also like Yang Yang and Yu Menglong, both of them, I don't understand why they have to hold themselves up in that way. That just feels like they cannot relax. It's like they have like nails in their spine and they cannot like move. It's like there's a plank on their back. And it's tied to their like they can only stand like that. They're like that 24/7. Even when they're reading, they're just like they're looking at the book like that. They wouldn't want to just do a little bit, like move your spine is meant to move, you know? They wouldn't do that. Yu Long and Yang Yang are like so. Or like when they turn, their head would turn with their body together. They turn like that. Like, come on, really? Is that necessary? I'm tired just by doing that for a few seconds. I don't know how they do it all the time. Unbelievable. Some kind of crazy muscle strength. Like, don't they get stiff by the end of the day? Like, their neck is gonna kill them. Now, Wei Zheming is a married and divorced man. He already entered marriage and then escaped. If people care to hear my idea about Galaxy, after this you can go back. At the beginning I talked about it. Somebody typed, who mutes the world? I think like everybody who hates dubbing would want that title of the drama. Oh god, it's so funny. I'm crying. Mutes the drama, mutes all the actors and their dubbing actors. Oh god. Proving that I don't have any eyeliners and mascara on. I'm crying. 吴磊还没开窍. That's my opinion about his acting. I don't know what the equivalent is in English. You don't have one. 开窍. Anybody understand what that means? Think about yourself as a container or anything that has. You need to have certain points breaking. Like you have a window and you need that to open up. And once you open it up, you start to get the flow. Think about it that way. So 开窍, usually the word, when you have 窍 in your heart, it means you have a lot of, you have that sensitivity and then you can receive and you can put it out and put it in, it flows. Whereas Wu Lei as an actor, although he's been in acting for years since he was a kid, and when he was younger he was just cute, that's enough, but now he's an adult, right? So you feel like his acting hasn't 开窍 yet. That moment when he gets it, what acting really is and how you do it. The quantum leap hasn't happened yet to him. Like he's trained himself a lot. He worked out his body. He does horse riding. He's very good at horse riding now. I mean, his abs are all real. That's all hard work. And he's almost like he's so eager to grow into the adult version of himself that he wants everyone to forget he used to be this kid actor. You see all the muscles, you see his physics is like so already bigger than a lot of matured guys. But he's not really yet. Like you can feel he's still a kid at some point. Like that moment of jumping across that threshold of being a man and a young teenager, I feel, in my opinion, just my feeling, he hasn't hopped over yet. And also in acting, he hasn't gotten to the point where he no longer relies on, I mean, his looks or like the experiences he's had since he was like, what, 5 years old in the industry. As a proper actor, he hasn't 开窍 yet. Like he's just still waiting for that Zen moment when the old monk just knock on your head and boom, and opens. He hasn't, like, enlightenment of acting hasn't happened to him yet. That's my opinion, okay? If you don't agree, that's totally fine, totally fine. That's just like what I think about his acting. But he's very hot, for sure. But I think because I haven't connected with that opening up thing about acting, was his. I don't see it. Therefore, like, when I look at his, like, if you watch the recent couple of episodes, he had the arrowhead extracting scene where it's all sweat and muscle and, you know, totally just extreme close-up on his muscles to make everybody drool. When I was watching through that whole scene, I, like, not even like one more pulse, like nothing, no blood pressure, no heart racing from me. I always just like numb. I don't get anything. Like, I can tell it's a very well-trained body with a lot of muscles that I will never be able to get, even if I now switch to male gender. Like, I can't work that out. Impressive, but as a straight female, I'm just sitting there and looking at that. I'm like, ah, cool, good looking. Nothing is happening. So, the men, I don't know, that sexual attraction thing hasn't happened from him. Like, I cannot get it at all. I just look at it like it's like looking at a beautiful marble statue from ancient Greece. It's like, oh, but like, you don't get anything. You know, you just like very pretty, marvel at it, and that's me. So I think as a guy, he's yet to switch it on. As an actor, he's also yet to switch it on. Don't know when that's gonna happen. Not yet. That's my opinion. We shall see. We shall see. It could just happen sometime, like just on, like, who knows? Who knows? The mystery of that, and totally me. Okay. Maybe, like, for a lot of those young actors, they really need to, in a way, forget about themselves. They have to forget that they are them. They are this image that they've created for themselves, their name, their previous work portfolio, their fandom, their good looks, whatever. They bring that to their roles. They bring themselves to that role, and you feel they're conscious about keeping that image, whatever that is. A lot of actors have that. They have to kind of momentarily forgotten they are them, and they have to become the role. Anyway, that's just like when I watch Wooly act, like, I know you worked very hard, that's for sure, all the muscle thing, but hasn't become the role yet. I mean, he looks cool, like when jumping onto the horse, like that scene where he cuts the arrow back, like with a knife, with a sword on his back, and then he like run and hop onto the horse. Like, usually people cannot do that. Like, it's a really hard move. Impressive as hell. Impressive as hell. Like, but honestly, you're an actor, you're not a gymnast. It's not that important that you can be so good at doing that. It's more important that you can bring the role to life. He's not yet there. Is that gonna get me murdered? I don't know, but that's my honest opinion. Come on. If somebody say, like, because I say that, then I'm a hate, right? I want to hate him. Then, well, fine. He's from Nirvana. Do people not know Nirvana in Fire? What it is to Avenue X? Everybody who's ever been in the drama Nirvana is gonna have a special place in my heart. You know, that's why, like, even till today, I just don't want to think too badly of Zhang Yujian. Even though I know, not the kind of guy I want to ever deal with in real life. But because he played a supporting role, played Wang Kai's 副官, right? One of the soldier like under Wang Kai's role, under Jing Wang, under Prince Jing. Like I still carry that filter till today. So it's just what I think. And it could totally be he's not my type. So no matter how hard Wu Lei works, it's just never gonna make me get it. So what can I do? There are actors who a lot of people like that I don't get. Okay, so that I cannot help. Brain wiring. Wu Jingyan's eyes are protruding. No, not as bad as mine. I beat her! Yeah! At that, nobody in Chinese drama can beat me. Huh. I can kill people with my eyes because I look like the angry gods in the temple. You know, like when you go to Chinese temple and you go to the first one, you have the 四大天王殿, the four direction guardians of the Buddhism. They are the gods of the certain level of heaven. 持国天, 广目天, 地势天, what's their name? The other one? Anyway, there are 4 of them, and they're all like that. I naturally have it. I don't even have to try. So I have one thing that I can beat them. Like, I cannot beat them with their body weight. I cannot beat them at, I don't know, waist, like how tiny it is. Definitely cannot beat at bank account, but I can beat them with my eyeballs. So yeah, Wu Jingyan does look, I don't know, like Yu Zheng just doesn't make her look good, but like what is that to me? What is that to me? Nothing. Oh. Also, I think Wu Lei, I don't know why, but as he starts to grow, like I'm not, so I'm very sensitive to that. Basically, the symmetrical thing. I'm super asymmetrical as a person, and I cannot do anything about that. I noticed that Wu Lei, as he grows older, he starts to grow, like his face starts to grow in a very asymmetrical way. Not saying it cannot be something that's like a very recognizable thing. Like think about Bradley Cooper, who just has the most asymmetrical face in Hollywood, probably, but still looks really good. Now I can tell, like, as Wu Lei grows older, he's really getting the asymmetrical thing. So he needs a little bit help with the lighting. If the lighting department is more sensitive to his 2 sides of the face that are not really symmetrical, it could get worked out better than what it looks like now. Okay, that's just my opinion from cameraman's angle. He would look better in a slightly like 45 or a little bit like at least not like facing directly this way. If he's facing completely on the camera, then lighting can help him to just adjust that a little bit. My opinion, again. but Galaxy really doesn't care about that. Galaxy's lighting is like they don't even care what they like who they're filming. They don't work the light around the actor, which wow. Wow. Then you just see it more pronounced. He's young, so he's still growing. That whole thing. Like, what can you do? You're still growing. The bone structures are still moving around. But when he was little, you cannot tell that. Now you really can tell. Like his left and right face are like very different. I'm like that too, so it's fine. It happens. You can, genetics. What can you do? Also, I think you also notice really as young actors grow older, you see like how it is true that their chin is the latest to develop. If you look at them at their early 20s and at the mid 20s, everybody has changed here. It always grows bigger and longer and like more pronounced than before. Go and watch Liu Haoran. It's so clear. When he was, a couple of years ago, when he was in Tangrenjie Detective, Chinatown, And then Nirvana in Fire 2. And now, recently he had a couple of ads coming out. You really see that chin is growing and changing so much. How interesting. And he starts to get like a more pronounced here. Before you can't quite tell there is one. Now Liu Haoran has one, which is cool. But it's just observation that happens while I watch too many episodes of dramas and see things. Wu Lei is early 20. He's like what, 20 years old? Something like that. Very young. Cheng Yi and Li Hongyi, really? I don't think they look alike. But maybe it's because Cheng Yi is more famous, so you've seen more. Like I've seen more of him, so like I don't compare these two in my head as like in any way looking alike. Chen Feiyu's life struggle would be how to grow out of his father's fame. Like that's the hardest lesson probably he will ever get. The second generation, the problem with that is their parents are just too well known. Chen Xiao can act, for sure. But then it depends on what kind of... I wouldn't say he is the wildest talented person or most hardworking. He's neither. He's neither the super hardworking or super talented. But he's definitely not the type who just doesn't know what to do at all and who just going in there and trying to get paid, get money, get fame, and not care about acting either. So he's more like he has kind of a little bit of everything. But I think he cannot singularly rely on any of them. He kind of has to do, like, use all he has. And I think he's one of those people who really just think of it as a job, which I think is a good thing. A lot of people don't think of it that way. He thinks of it as a job, which is a pretty good attitude overall. It's we're almost 12. Shit. Time flies. Let's just do a couple of more things. Hong Xuan is great. He just needs to get more serious stuff for you. Because he doesn't need to do idol stuff. And he's also past that age. He needs a good script, good director who really appreciates like what he does. It's really hard. I have a small screen to adjust. Hong Xuan overrated? Have you watched his many years ago? He's almost like first award-winning one film, the Massage. I don't think anyone would say he's not good after they've watched him. Yeah. He just needs to find the right type of thing to do, and he'll be unbeatable, but not in everything. I'll play a little bit of this, and can you guess which drama it comes from? Very hard, I'll tell you, because it's not a song with lyrics, and it's not a very well-known drama, but it's a piece that's specifically written just for the drama, and very impressive for a drama these days. I actually should switch off my AC, because my AC is singing too much. just look at what people are saying. 诚意. Anybody who's signed to Huanrui, I just feel they're unfortunate. But that's just me. That's a blood-sucking company that doesn't care about morality at all. One thing I didn't anticipate is the amount of sweat I have, so I can't really work around that. Anyone can tell from what drama that comes from? Anybody? Let me just see. It's not easy. Have to be like watching so many dramas and remembering it. Anybody remember where it comes from? Nope, nope, nope. No. It's a pure 古琴 tune from the drama itself, so it doesn't have any lyrics. It's not played by any other instrument, only by qin. It's a pure drama. Haha. Anybody? And it took me over half a year to be able to just pull it off. I listened to it and try to play it like little by little on my chin. And I tried it so many times, I couldn't make it happen. Then one day, unbelievably, I sat down and I was like, I feel today I can do it. And for some weird reason, I sat down in 2 hours, I got everything worked out. It's a miracle. It comes from a drama that a lot of people have very high opinion of. A wuxia, that's low budget, that's led by not very famous people. And it happened not so long ago. In 2 years, 3 years time ago. And pretty much everybody had good words for it. It's not the most expensive one. People watch dramas and they don't remember what music happened in them. One of the weird things I've discovered about myself is I remember the music in dramas. We're on a different tuning, so we wouldn't be able to do that. Let me put that. So, I'm gonna play a little, and this should jog your memory about which drama it comes from, because this one I did put on my channel. And I haven't played it for a while, so I can't quite remember. Anybody remember? I'm playing the title song. Anybody remembering it? I'm so disappointed at these people who watched favorite dramas. Come on. This is the title song, okay? And there's no way you don't know if you've watched this drama. So, it's a real wuxia, pure wuxia, okay? And the tune that I played earlier was the tune they made for one character. Whenever he shows up, you hear that tune. I should make this actually, some kind of if you answer it correctly, I have a huge award for you. But hey, didn't expect. Nobody actually remembers it. I've made edits for this drama. I've played its title on my team. Anyone? 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 Nope. Come on. Title song. Title song. I was playing the title song. You should remember that one because it's pretty nice. just means people who've watched the drama is not here. You're just guessing. Oh, finally I see one person type the Chinese name out. Yes. So that one person who typed the Chinese title, you've got it. And in the drama, basically the male second, Wen Siyuan, with the Shijie character who are a couple, the guy who's almost like Mei Changsu in Nirvana, the guy who has this big place where they get all the reports, the spy organization. When he shows up, there's this tune. That one. And because I've moved it to a different tuning, I can't play it right now. But that one was that. So if you now go and watch Love in Between, and you watch pretty much very early on in the drama, when the guy shows up, when he has this impressive information collecting place, you'll hear that too. Apparently only I care about the music of that drama, nobody cares about it. I haven't seen anybody actually putting it out on Qing in China, because it's not so famous a drama, I guess. But I was so impressed about that too in this drama. I'm just like, they purely played it on this. They wrote a piece just for this. How many dramas do that? Use this as the only instrument for one tune, one OST track. Right? Usually you use a little bit of Qing and that's it. But that drama just went crazy, full on. And it's a complicated piece. So that's why I struggle to like work it out. But I apparently am the only audience member in the whole world who cares about that one OST track of that drama. So sad. remember. That's the Untamed. Not the previous one. Oh, I'm crying. Nobody remembers 小相思. Because 相思一寸相思 is the only drama in recent years I've heard a full OST track completely on qing, original on qing, not like a complementary instrument at all. And and they would have to go and find the proper player to record that and all the trouble that goes into it. It has special meaning. Therefore, I yeah. So I probably am the only person outside of the drama crew and the original player of that tune who knows how to play it on qing, because I worked it out on my own where nobody care about it. I am just like so weird. Like the things I care about. One flower, one sword. I haven't practiced that in a year or so, so I have completely forgotten. I have to actually look at my own playing and remember what I did. That's just like how I haven't practiced it at all. Really. Love it between first. Well, because I'm far away. When I went back and look at all these stuff, I couldn't see it. Well, if you've said that while I was playing that tune, then you really remember it. That's like really well done. Because it only happened while the drama was going in the background. It's a BGM. It never had any lyrics, and it's just one of those things they had, which I was so impressed with. So I tried my best to pull it off. Yeah, but nobody cares about that song. It's called 飞星传恨. It's called 飞星传恨, and I like, you see the weird thing that catches my attention. So most people don't care about it. Yeah, whatever. 猜对了就好. I mean, the title song, like if I play, you remember, that's okay. But if within the drama, that one qing tune, you remember. Melody, is it midnight where you are? Resist the urge. If it's midnight, don't eat. Go to sleep. Knock yourself out. Like, do the drama thing about like just give yourself a beat up and just fall asleep. Don't eat it now. You would ruin your tomorrow. Yeah, so there's one thing I didn't expect before I did this is that you can actually get sweaty and therefore you cannot play it properly, huh? Because when I practice it myself, I never really get sweaty, so I don't know, it actually becomes so hard to move. I couldn't move along the string. I was like, ah! Couldn't do it. Oh, I can show you a couple of the things I printed out for the 梦华录. Not asking you to buy them, okay? Just for the fun, because I put it out already anyway. I think this is so adorable. So those are just prints. And then I have the whole thing. I think there's 17 different occasions that I've made into stickers. I had too much fun. I couldn't stop, you know? So it ended up being this weird combination of stickers. This is that famous horse carriage stair game. So they're individual. This one is the three girls. We have The window one? The kicking him into the lake one. That's gonna follow this. Oh, and this is a pair, so I have to find the guy. They're in the boat. They're sleeping. Yeah, that's the dancing one. That's 照片二人送一张. What else? Yeah, the tea pouring, the wedding. See how many drawings I did? I'm insane. And this staring at her. Oh, the kissing, the petal kissing. Petal kissing is really cute. And this is like feeding him. See? In the boat, I think. I want to kill myself! Dude, I have to zoom this in. I just like him so much. Daishu is such an adorable person. 我为什么不能当官？我为什么不能当官？ What else do I have? Oh, that one. Haha. That one? Yeah, you know. 倾盖如故. Okay? And he shouldn't answer 白头如新. He should just stay there and just say 倾盖如故 and done. Because 白头如新 actually means two people who grow together until their hairs are all white and they still don't know each other. I don't think they are that kind of couple. Come on. And this is the, you know which one is. Shoo, 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 shoo. I really like this one. My shoe. So, I have it out, so might as well just show you guys. Cute, cute, cute. Frozen 小笼包, did somebody ask? Usually about 10 minutes, if it's already steaming hot. Why would people ask me that? Okay, so I'll be playing something else for a bit, and then we can end this. It's not something of a drama, but I really like it. Again, if you listen to a lot of 古风 music in China, you probably know this song. It's one of the best known one. Anybody who listens to Chinese 古风 would know. It's just really, really nice. Ha ha ha. What else? Okay, I'll redo that. I need to lower this a little bit more. hands is something I need to figure out for the future streaming if I ever do this again. Because it definitely stopped me. For so many, I literally couldn't move. There's one big move from very far down to the top, and I stopped halfway because my hands wouldn't go anymore. The friction was too much. So, I don't know, like if people go to competitions and they get nervous, what they do, like stop their hands from getting too wet. This is a trick. This is something that I have no idea of, because previously I never streamed myself. And when I play it normally, it just never gets so sweaty. Anybody knows what that is? It's a 古风 song that's very well known in China, but then if you don't listen, you have no idea what it is. So that one is called 牵丝戏. Anybody? If you know, you can type it out. 牵丝戏. So well known. Anybody listen to 古风 in China would know. But I didn't make this adaptation. Somebody else did. I just got their music and I copied it. Yeah. It's a long one. Didn't play it very well. When I play it on my own, it's much better. At least it doesn't crash. This one crashed. I was like, oh, I can't move anymore. Stopped. So, because since you need to 牵丝戏, 牵 pulling, 丝 soak, 戏 drama, and that's 3 characters. QIAN, SI, XI. The reason I cannot type it out is because I'm on an app that doesn't allow me to type. If I go to the YouTube window, it takes ages for me to scroll. Like, it doesn't work anyway. So 牵丝戏, that's the name of it. And the original arrangement of that is very contemporary. It has a lot of contemporary music instrument in it. It sounds totally different when you put it on this. I don't know if it's gonna work. Is that gonna get me a copyright strike? Dun, dun, dun. Anybody? So I'm just gonna let you see the name of it so you can figure it out yourself. Oh, hey, focus. I have it on menu. So you see that title? Okay? Yeah. 牵丝戏. So that's an old one in the 古风 land. And this adaptation, I think, comes from Nan Yi 先生. She's really good. She's a professional 古筝 player, but she also does 古琴. It's one of her older ones. Yeah. So that's about it. Next time if I do it, I'll figure out a way to get dry hands. Probably with sandbags. Stick my hand in sands. That will help it. 十面埋伏. 十面埋伏. It's likely to get a thunderstorm this afternoon, but 十面埋伏 doesn't happen on 古琴. It happens on pipa. You cannot 埋伏 here. 古琴 usually doesn't 埋伏. Even 广陵散 doesn't 埋伏. 二胡 is hard to get very accurate. Like you practice a long time to make sure every note you can. I mean, this is similar, but not as hard. It's hard to say. 二胡 also uses this, right? So you have to be the bow thing. Like you have to be really good with the bow to make it sound clean. Pipa. I cannot play it. Pipa is pretty hard on hands. And it's heavy. And you have to hold it all the time. This, you just put it on the desk. You don't have to hold it. Yeah, that 自得琴社 Cassie, I think that's who you're talking about. They have a YouTube account. And they are professionals. These people are like actually graduating from music school in China. Flutes, they play flute, 古筝、古琴, 箫, 鼓, drum. Cello. No, I actually have an erhu at home. I used to learn a little bit, but I haven't practiced in years. I can't really play it. It sounds terrible if I play. It sounds like killing a donkey. Cello, because cello is on the outside, right? You play it on the outside, but erhu is in between. You have two strings and your bow goes in between. It goes to you and you push it back to you and then push it forward. So this is like the lower string, the higher string, and you do that. Can you play 古琴 if you play 古筝? It's different. You have to learn it as a new instrument. I mean, there's certain things that are similar, but most of it is different because 古筝doesn't have this. It doesn't glide along. You're pressing on your left, and that's what you do. Press it down at different points. Whereas 古琴would have to go along, so you have to build up the callus to be able to stand that string, just like friction. Also, 古筝is more like you have to wear the plastic nail. You don't really do it with your finger on 古筝, but on 古琴, you use your own fingernails. Yeah. And there are 7 strings here. 古筝has 21. Much louder, and more glorious, prettier. Yeah. Yeah, at the height of my erhu playing, I could do saima, horse race, but it's like over 10 years now. I can't even make the scale on erhu. If you don't practice erhu, you're toast. You're so toast. So it's already, we've been here for 3 hours. I'm gonna go off in 10 minutes. So finally, 10 minutes. Yeah, it's more fun than just talking, so I play a little bit team, but first time didn't work out very well. Next time I'll know. I get a bag of sand to go on some like construction sites and steal their sandbags. Just joking. I have to figure out a way to get some sand. We live where we have a lot of clay naturally, but not sand. Erhu is so weird, like you never touch anything, it's only the string, right? You never actually touch the physical erhu on this hand. Like it's sitting, like the neck is sitting here, but then your fingers are only on the hanging string. It's all empty, it's only string. Cornstarch baby powder, It's gonna get so messy though, because you cannot get rid of all of them and then it's gonna fly everywhere. Sand wouldn't fly everywhere, right? Cornstarch, just imagine the cloud you're gonna get put like that. 古琴 playing. Come on. If any musicians out there, you know it's not really well done. I know. A lot of mistakes and a lot of places where I'm like, I wouldn't move anymore. I never thought it could be that much friction, but now I know. I never actually had that much friction along the string as I've had over there. It's just unbelievably even when you get that little bit of moisture, it's just gonna stop it, literally right there. So interesting. 刘昊然 dating Melon. So what? Yeah, he needs more drama in film. He's being too quiet. He has too little works. I don't know. I still miss him in the Nirvana in Fire 2 as Xiao Pingjing. Yeah, what a lovely role. Don't think any of his later roles are as good as that one. 白月光, he and Lin Xi, that couple is a 白月光 couple, white moonlight couple for me. So lovely. So unreal, but so lovely. I have a shell at home, but I'm really bad at playing. I tried to learn it, but I can't quite do it, and I just gave up. Occasionally I take it up and then blow at the shell, but very bad. If you want to learn that, you need to actually give it a couple of months properly. There are a couple of skills that's really hard with shell. Like the circulating breathing. I don't know how you can learn that, but apparently people can. So you breathe, like you blow out the air at the same time breathing in, so that you can continuously blow at it and not stop. I'm like, how? You know, but shell players can do that. I'm like, one skill that I have no idea that can be done, but it sounds insane. Liu Haoran, Nirvana in Fire, Xiao Pijing. I like him so much in a drama. He's like the young general, like the young man general, the teenager general who goes on the battlefield. That like god of war. Oh, young man. He plays that. Like that's like the wow. That's like the ideal one in my head. He should play the young Huo Qubing. Because Huo Qubing was a teenager when he won the battle and got Marquis. Unbelievable. 18 years old. It's like Alexander of China. If all period dramas in China are like an IF level, that's impossible, basically. You know the 2080 rule of this world, right? The 2080 rule of everything. So that's pretty impossible, basically. Yeah, Tong Liya, I think that's her last nice role ever. She hasn't had one since, and she probably never will anymore. For reasons I do not discuss. If you know the rumors and you know the gossip, you know, she's no longer the same her anymore. She never will be. She's not that actress anymore. She's moved on to a different world where she cannot come back. If you know what I mean. So Tong Liya's story ends there as an actress. Pretty much, I think. Yeah, well, circular breathing, insanity. Tong Liya, what rumor? It's not rumor. It's known. It's just not spoken of. Since her divorce, she's basically with another person who is in politics. Do you know what it means? Like in higher up politics in China. That means she would never just ever take any role that in any way is improper. She may not even act anymore, or she may not like show up that much. She may show up as host of like a variety show or something. Like I'm not gonna talk anymore about that. But if, you can Google and you find out that like no, when an actress ends up in politicians' arms, it usually means their career is ending. Huh? No, you know. I haven't said that. I don't know. I haven't. It's just It's 2022, 21st century. Still, we live in a world where if you're a woman, if you're pretty, and you're a successful actress, and then and politicians, and then love this planet. For somebody who making it now, like into my live chat, it's like, what were you doing earlier? Anyway, I'm just like gonna, I'm gonna stop this very soon. End this live stream and having more incriminating footage of me online. Haha, how exciting is that? Knife scene to deal with. They were talking about that shot at night when he used a knife to stab her and then she bites him. And then before that they had this shot of extreme close-up of their eyes. In China, it's so funny, if you read the live comments, immediately people were like, wow, such Indian camera movement. Like suddenly we got to Indian camera movements. Like it's pretty accurate. You rarely see that kind of camera movement from Chinese dramas, but extreme close-up of the eyeballs. So, I should end this stream soon. Thank you for coming. Watch my live stream. My monthly live stream that get me off making the hook of making one extra video that I have to subtitle. You have no idea subtitling and how painful it is to do it. If people help each other out with drama questions, like where to read a novel or something. So thank you for joining, and thank for the one person I think, or two, who gave me a super chat. Next time I'm gonna dress it up more and just like it's Song Yin-zhang's performance. Throw your money at me. Next time I'm gonna do that. And next time I'm gonna do like a Song Dynasty courtesan show. Whatever. I'm just joking. Can't do it. Not as talented as she is. And today I'm dressing a very Song. This is like a very Song, but can't get this right. This is based on Chang'an tune. It's a North song, so it's around the same time as Meng Hua Lu. This style. The inside one I made it myself. It's a little bit too short, the sleeve. Historically it would be much longer. You would just like do that. Skirt is I don't know. It's not based on any historical thing, but it can work type of thing. So that's it. Reality's costumes is not as crazy as you see in dramas. And goodbye people, take care. I'll see you in my next video, Saturday. Let's see at the end of this month if we're gonna get more melons. Who knows?